Hi, everybody. This is Joanna. Pleiadians in the house. Pleiadians, Syrians, Cassiopeans. Everybody's here. Everybody's here. We are a few days away from spring equinoxes, and those that are really connected with the planet and those that are, our ascension cycle is truly based on the moon cycles and celestial cycles because we're not disconnected from our planet in any way. Our destiny of our soul's blueprint is threaded within the destiny of Gaia's blueprint. And each and every one of our gifts are activated in divine timing of our ascension blueprint. And we talk about this all the time as a part of our daily self-care to get a journal and start tracking on your ascension cycle and to suss that out as to when you're moving through releases, so that you can better plan for it and make sure that you're having enough downtime and quiet time and time with Gaia, and those times where you're processing and integrating the lessons, you're processing and integrating your codes, and you're really feeling into the joy of the ride that is Source Creator as you're blossoming into having your soul live through you. And as we're just a couple of days away, I just want to do something like really fun and just channel any energies that are coming forward for us, and to channel the any beings that want to come forward. And we're going to do some song and some dance. There's some special energies. Thank you, Spirit, that I've been connecting with regards to sound and music, because it is one of my deepest passions, through the light language and through the harmonic song that is Source Creator that's found in all life. And it's far grander and more complex than anyone can explain, because we simply don't have words to the elegance and the majesty that is Source, that lives within the harmonics of all life. And luckily, I'm so blessed and so very humbled, and that in every new phase of awakening that you move to, you move to that deeper appreciation with who you are as self-love and self-acceptance. And as I offered in my video the other day, that epiphany moment was that underlying friction that had been with me my whole life. And it was really about the honoring of the acceptance of who I am. Even though the rest of the world around me didn't seem to accept it or appreciate it or honor it in the way that I was brought forward. But it's a profound experience, because it's also a gift and an experience that I'm here to offer to all of the hybrid and the crystalline children that are very high vibrational, and they seem as if the world around them seems like a bit of a game that they're in, and they don't understand it. And I've always felt that way, where there was not many people that wanted to play at the level that you wanted to play at or feel into. And it's not a quantitative or qualitative experience. It was more or less that the feelings that you're able to feel and experience, and what you're able to see and hear and sense and feel in every way, was far different than anyone else. So it's like if you're playing in this, if you're watching a TV program, you're playing in a game, it's like you have access to all the screens and the encoding within the game, and others around you only had maybe 10%. So it was a vast difference of the capabilities that you have to swim with, and those that want to entangle and be in that co-creation with you. And it's a very lonely process. But that was the underlying, epiphany that, my soul had to come and heal, because it was threaded not only with me as a soul and a person, but part of the collectives that I'm here assisting healing, so that I'm able to feel it and sense it on a multidimensional level, and process new fields of healing potentialities for the human psyche and the multidimensional bodies that everybody will be moving through. And I've received more and more emails every day about people asking for help and understanding the whole process of energy, positive and negative energy, and how to understand it. So please feel free to go back on all of our videos. We've been doing Ascension offering for many, many years. I think our programs are still on recorded through KCOR. We had some really great radio programs with KCOR. I think they're in our YouTube channel there. And the elegance that is Source. And that's always been my most beautiful experience with Source, is just feeling Source in all things and having it come to life. There is the majesty of all life in every experience. And so they're with me right now. So I'm going to get really emotional, because some of my gifts that I've been missing for about 5 years, not 5 years, about 2 years, because of what I've been going through, and the various experiences that have been going on with my multidimensional bodies and fields, that those stories are now over. And it was a great experience, all the stories that I've been moving through to understand the multidimensional fields and bodies, and how we sense and feel energy, and how we heal those energy fields through trauma and abuse. But part of my ecstasy and my bliss, the part of that I'm able to receive now, is the um, it's like this beautiful eternal soup. That's what they're saying, eternal soup. And this eternal soup is always nourishing. It's always healthy. It's always good. It's like that home comfort feeling. And it's within the breath that we hold in our acknowledgement, the true acknowledgement and the desire to seek that source essence within all things. The threading and the weaving of all that we are is source, and it's felt. I can feel it in everything. Um, and I'm transposing and transmuting my bodies with source energy. And so a lot of what I'm going to be talking about that's going to be coming up in our videos, and we have our class tomorrow for those that want to join us at 11 a.m. The donation links will be below, and it's going to be a weekly World Ascension class in healing where we do light language and healing. For those that want to get onto a regular program of identifying who they are as the soul, creating daily self-care tips, and then releasing those energies they feel like they're blocks. And that's what that class will be focused on. It will be focused on understanding your multidimensionalism, creating self-care healing, which is so important, and feeling good so that you can suss out within yourself those blocks and those internal stories through which you co-create. And then allowing yourself to stand in your full confidence and your full glory of who you are with source. And that's honoring and claiming your sovereignty, honoring and claiming your light and your power to stand as you, speak as you, as spirit. So those will be those weekly classes. So we invite you all to join us in those very special and sacred classes. That I'm feeling more of the essence of the soup come and live through me, which is an unusual feeling. But I will be speaking as spirit in a multidimensional way that is unlike how I've done before, because my bodies and my auras are preparing to expand and get bigger through the Holy Christ, meaning the Christ consciousness of all that I am in the fields and all of the energies and all the clearings that I've done and I've allowed myself to move through, which were so very challenging. I can't even begin to tell you. So challenging. Oh my gosh. And my teams the other day, we were sitting here and I have that reflection time and my teams are saying, now can you provide me with a summation? I was just like, what do you mean? And they were just saying, you've been through so much. Can you give me a summation? Because there's things going on in the background that I know about and that I can feel and sense and hear. So their conversations are very purposeful and why I understand why they're doing it and how I understand the whole background of it. But as the human sitting here and just trying to, give a summation on my 51 years, the things that stand out most are the challenges and the pains and the traumas, because it's been a multidimensional experience that has been beyond recognition, really, and to never ever think that the human experience can be that rich, from taking it from one end of the spectrum and knowing that you have all the power and the light within you to bring it back around and be your fullest, beautiful, divine, Christic self. And that is the devotion that you have for yourself. Is for no other. It's nothing outside of you. You do what you do and you manifest your healing and you manifest your self-love and your self-respect to get to the niggle, to get to the very essence and the core, the very first letter that was ever written in those stories that trigger you emotionally, mentally, physically, and energetically in whatever way they do. Because remember, as our offering was yesterday, oftentimes when you get triggered, there's a multidimensional reason on why you're triggered. So it's up to us as masters to sort that out. Am I being triggered because it's my time to heal now? Or is it I'm being triggered because I'm now a leader and I want to master, I want to work on my mastery and assist others in this healing. And I'm here to activate their highest and best. I'm here to lift them up, because all great leaders become leaders because they want to create and assist other leaders. And it's not for any potentiation of, role or title or, monetization. Well, at least not the leadership in 5D anyways. It's about your desire and your devotion to serve and your experiences moving through that, because it's going to be challenged leading people when you have not gone through you haven't been at the grassroots of it. There's 7 billion people on our planet and everyone's going to move through their awakening. And it's a process and it's a journey that's unique to each and every person. And there's pains and traumas and, Akashic wounding. And there's also the incredible experiences that come after it. Because after you clear those densities, wow, your galaxy, you become your cosmos. You become the elegance of who you are as that Pleiadian sacred child that was feeling so different most of your life, but now you're here to really create some magic. Now you're here to show people how to levitate. Now you're here to show people how to really dream big. And knowing that that dreaming big, that's a part of our makeup. You know, it's not just something that you have to force yourself to manifest. No, we are divine, cosmic, genius beings of creativity, and that's why we're here. We are here to benevolently soak Gaia in all of our creative love so that she amplifies her love through us, and that infinity feeding of that light back and forth, where new roots and new flowers and new medicines are created for us and love for us because we are loving her and honoring her in that same story. Remember, it's always the sacred triad. It's always our soul's blueprint with the heavens and what we've come here with, the heavenly councils and all light programs, because we're threaded not with just this planet, but many other planets. And our soul blueprint that we have with the universe and with the light programs in the many heavens are threaded with all of those light programs through everywhere. Why we find through all of my Ascension private session and classes, the information that are always downloaded with me is the undeniable threading that each and every one of us has as a unique, vast, and ancient soul against the entire cosmos within it and threading all over it. And there's no accident why we are creatively empowered and inspired and manifesting in the way that each and every one of us here is, because we're threaded in those very intricate ways throughout the entire universe. And why we get inspired here, because we have those gifts to really flow the enormity of who we each are as souls. And they want to start dancing with us. They want to start having fun with us. They want to start playing with us. And I say they as an us. The highest versions of us as a soul, the light that our souls carry, each soul, the light that our souls carry is our infinite and eternal nourishment with source. We will always be nourished by our soul. If we are cut off from our soul, thinking that our soul is outside of us, not with us, if we are thinking that our soul doesn't have our light, if our soul is not nourishing us, then we will not be nourished eternally to the point where we don't even need food, because our souls will always nourish us. Our souls are the direct connection with source, as are we, source within the center of every atom, the universe within the center of every atom, source within us, source without. Every breath, everything is source. But are you aware of that? Are you cognizing it? Are you enveloping it as your name is? And why do we separate such grandness and profundity? Why do we separate the grandness and profundity of our daily self-care as to not being important to the richness of who we are and self-respect and honor of who we are? Just as brushing your teeth every morning and brushing your hair and making yourself feel the beautiful goddess and the God being that you are, and honoring your body and honoring your sacredness, why is it any different than us doing our daily care of ourselves? We're just going to amp it up a little, and we're going to start to dream, and we're going to start to bring those dreams into our everyday experiences, because we are source, as our name is. We are able to heal our bodies. We're able to bring ourselves from great density. We're able to see ourselves in the universe, the multiverse, and all in one at the same time. And to bring those beautiful, expansive gifts that are, we don't have words for. There's oftentimes in those, session meetings and webinars that I just don't have words for what they're giving me, as the clear knowing and the clear audience that I have. I'm not even sure what they are, because it doesn't really matter, because when I'm given information, it's like an imprint, and that imprint is a knowing. And they're saying right now that oftentimes it's not the imprint that is, so what they're saying, this is profound. And I suppose I kind of knew this. And we're going to do some oracles today too, because it is our spring equinox. I'm just getting comfy here so I can reach my nice cold drink, my nice cold San Pellegrino. And we're going to pull our fun little cards here. Hello. Oh yeah, we were talking about that. Okay, so let's talk. Hi, let's talk. Hi tribe, how are you? I'm so intimate. So what we wanted to talk about is the way that information is not only downloaded, offered as imprints and as projections from the all that you are becoming. So the more active that your soul is, your fields, your bodies, the more you're clearing and cleansing it as a daily self-care experience, the more open you are to the information that's always there, that's always you. And of course, being aware of it and acknowledging it is your entanglement and engagement as you communing and being a part of that song and that soup. Remember, it's an entanglement, and it takes for us to have that free will to do that. And so part of what they were showing me is that when I'm offered information from the many beings and the many councils through my soul and through my higher self and through there's balls right there with stuff on it. My son's trying to be quiet. Too funny. So part of that experience is for us to activate the understanding and the knowing that, yes, I have access to infinite wisdom based on my openness and my acknowledgement and allowance of who I am as spirit. So what they were just showing me is that I misworded it by saying that when I'm offered information the only words I had to explain was an imprint, because it just shows up in my field or in my bodies and I just know what I know. There's sometimes when I'm reading for clients and I'm reading I'm reading their Akashic lineage, I can see where that thread is coming from. So I know that that's just not me knowing it. They're feeding that information to me because I'm opening the Akashic lineage for blocks and for, galactic information. And then there's times where I'm opening up in my sacred communion with Source as Source, offering information, whatever is needed is needed. It's just an open communion. I used to prepare and plan written channeled energies, messages, as I did on KCOR. And then as I was repeating them, I would just channel information fluidly. Now I'm not preparing anything. I'm just coming forward with what do the teams want to say, and then the information is just available. And so they were showing me that oftentimes it can be an imprint. If it's something that I need to know, if it's like a career or vacation I'm going into, they'll start imprinting me with what I've done in other realms, with what I've done in other fields. Because remember, it's all my soul. And as I'm opening to our vastness of who I am, those imprints become available because I've cleared the density, and I'm owning and acknowledging, and I'm surrendering into all that I am is love. I'm accepting myself, full acceptance. And so what they were showing me just now is that that imprint that I just saw with that information, they were showing me that it wasn't necessarily that they were giving it to me, but it was that it was always there. And it's me being open to the information that I've always had. And so why it will feel different in the soup that we are entering into in the spring equinox is that all of us as souls, as source, as love, as the universe, as the omnipresent, however you are excited to open up to your allness, it's all based on your own creative, entanglement and initiation. How much initiation do you want of yourself, for yourself, through yourself? It's got to be from that free will, inner, humble, with great integrity to be your most benevolent, sacred, most vast, creative, playful self. That's the sacred child. And why we have to heal the mother body and the father body, because for eons it's been imbalanced. And why the understanding of our multidimensional allness will be so very key in all illnesses that are ever co-created and manifested in those vibrations. Because we're becoming multidimensional, and it can't be overlooked, and it can't be, it's undeniable now. Awakening is undeniable, and it's affecting everybody on earth. And so was there anything else there that you wanted to say about the soup of creation and the allness? Thank you, Holy Mother, Father, and Creators. Thank you. Thank you, the vast councils of light. Thank you to all of the beings and the fairies and the gnomes. We thank you so much. We thank you so much. We thank you so much for the information and the availability of our love for one another, for all of Earth, for all of the light programs of all that we're exposed within. Thank you. Thank you. And as you allow yourself to be excited to explore light, you'll understand that you're always within it. Thank you, Holy Councils of Light. Thank you for the light programs of all that is. And why you gain such great excitement of your own exploration, because you will always find yourself there. And this is a constant remembrance of who you are. For every time you seek it, you know you're there. And it becomes like a new homecoming. You're always going to be eternally satisfied, because there you are. Just as the experience that you had the other day in sussing out that one friction story that just kept you from yourself. Does that make sense? So every moment that you had a friction, and that story kept repeating itself and multiplying in your reality, because your consciousness was creating it. There was a friction within you of lack of acceptance. And you would bring people forward in your reality to show you that there was a story within you, that deep down within, there was the acceptance that you had to achieve within yourself. And until such time, those dramas and those stories will continue until you suss it out. It's you. You will always find you. The beautiful flower, you will always find you. The forests and the trees and the waters are you. So thus then, dear ones, we ask you once again, how you're threading in your connection with your planet and all that is around you, that you seemingly see or hear or sense. There's you. What you see and how you see it, how is it reflecting to you? Is it ill and in need of care? Are your waters in need of care? Are your governments in need of care? For they are the representatives of the people, are they not? And how do the people are comfortable and feeling about the various weaponry testing on the planet and how that affects the planet? And how do you see that? How do you feel that? And what is that reflection of you within? Remember, as you see and allow yourself to be a part of the all soup, what is it showing you? What is it allowing you to see and feel? For your creative genius to perhaps perceive a new inventiveness of oneness and care and gentleness. For is that how you want your planet to reflect to you? A planet of borders and weaponry and constant battle and attack, of winning and losing. For you've been given a chance and an opportunity to awaken to a deeper spiritual understanding of who you are. And oftentimes through sickness and in health, that's how you must be shaken. For you've all chosen it at a collective. The level of your collective hearts is saying, what now? What now? We must go deeper. We must go deeper. For we understand there is a far grander story, for you will always be there as a collective. Assisting one another and lifting one another and being there for one another. The song and the joy of who you are as a collective, dear ones. Are you not? Are you not there for one another, dear ones? And your creativities, they get activated, dear ones. And you see your oceans differently, dear ones, for your song is within the oceans, is it not? The fluidity of the song is in the oceans, is it not, dear ones? Hi, amamakatake eshe ayananaka. Si ayananaka keshe eshe ayananaka esi ayatake eshe aya. Hoi amamakate shi ayamamaka ayesi ayananaka. Ayalalakataka. Hayamamakatake shishi ayananana. So there's a card in my my fairy deck, and it's called the undressing of the salad. See if I can find it for you. I love you, fairies. Thank you, fairies. Are you here? Hi. Thank you, sweethearts. I feel you. Thank you. Thank you. They're so playful and beautiful. Thank you. I love these fairies. Oh, let's pull some fairies today. Let's see if I can find that card. It's called the undressing of the salad. The councils wanted me to bring that out. Thank you, councils. There it is. The undressing of the salad. It's very well worn. The undressing of the salad is that we've created a beautiful salad on our planet, and it's built with many various densities And we say densities as to the richness of who we have and what we have created as matter. Remember, we are spirit essence. We are a spirit creating matter. So in all the matter that we have created, how can we undress it now? How can we take it apart and rebuild it into something new? How do we get to reinvent that matter into something more magnificent? How do we get to bathe that matter in light? That's how we heal. We bathe it in light. That's what the heavens do with us. They're bathing us in light. There's an infinite number of beings and councils that are standing over us in every moment. Thank you. Bathing us in every moment for us to remember that we are holy light. And there's an infinite number of beings that are here for us and our support for us to take it apart and rebuild it. If your bodies aren't being respected, change it. If your voice is not being heard, change it. Hear your own voice first. Respect and honor your own voice first. Acknowledge your own magnificence first. Acknowledge that you're worthy of great love first. Acknowledge that it's okay to say no to those that do not nourish you and honor you and disrespect you. It's okay to say no, and it's okay to close that door. And it's okay to choose who you love and how you love, and it's okay to choose how you heal. And it's okay to take things apart and put them back together so that the foundation of you is within it, at a higher vibration of truth and love and knowing. So how can we take apart the salad and redress it and make it something beautiful and gracious? That's what Gaia is for us. She's always supplying us, always. How often do we think in our days of our absolute symbiosis with her and how required it absolutely is for us to be sustaining here? And do we pay her homage? Do we pay her the gratitude and the respect that is required to all life in and around us and how we co-create in it? What's reflected? Our genius is reflected in all that is the matter we have created. So what does it show us in every day? And allow it to be a sacred mystery. Remember, we can choose to see through the eyes of pessimism, believe me. After being hurt in the number of times that I have, in the number of ways that I have, what I've been moving through right now is releasing cynicism. Because it seems like no matter, what I was doing to try and create a healing and a balanced and happy experience, there was just one story of pain after another story of pain after another story of pain. But as you accelerate, that's just how it is until you clear that 51% of the karma. You will always have those moments of up and down. But those moments of cynicism come in from so many timelines that I can remember and tap into, that it was just, you get so close and then back you go, and you get so close and back you go, and it's constant, and I can feel every timeline in it. But it takes you that stronger. That is what is your spiritual resolve, where you just keep pressing out and saying, I'm going to get up today. No, it doesn't matter how many times that any experience or any story will try and knock me down. I have absolute faith that I am a source, and I will get back up because I'm pure light. I am as my name is, and I will. I am as my name is, and I will. And that is the summation. Perseverance and devotion in light, because I know absolutely source is with me in every breath, and I will get back up and I will be rebuilt. How can we rebuild this? It's important that we do. It's important that we just don't walk away. It's important that we don't turn off conversations that need to be heard. It's okay that we allow everybody their unique voice and don't assume it as a protest, because we can't accept within ourselves the oneness within it. Oneness is all things. Every person on our planet has a voice, and it's valid, and it's true for them. Their soul is unique. Their soul is a unique salad to source, and it's all required for them to learn the lessons they need to. And in those lessons, there is always, always, always unconditional love and light. And why you can always know, get back up. Get back up, you got this. Because you're dynamic. And any end of this spectrum will come out this spectrum. It's a balance of the universe, it must be. That is the equal equation. And you will have a time where you do get to receive. Know that. Source will never leave you out. What leaves you out is your lack of belief that you're deserving and worthy of it. You are worthy of everything that you're worthy of receiving, and it's coming. It's in your field. It's in your vortex. And you just got to accept. You say, yes, I'm ready to accept now. I am in a mode of receiving now. I've done my clearing. I've learned my lessons, and I've got pages and pages and pages of them. Just in this last year, I was writing out my soul lessons, and it filled up the entire page. And that's profound. How to communicate at a multidimensional level in the ways that the collective may need to hear it, in the infinite number of ways that it could be explained and described. That's a profound soul gift. And I get to claim it and own it in a very humble and benevolent way, because that's my soul speaking. I know what goes into it. It has nothing to do with ego. Ego is a part of helping me put it together and all the structured paper stuff it does. That's ego. Ego likes that tangible matter stuff. I need ego. But for me to honor and own it as a blessing of the sacred divine, I know what goes into it. I know that soup feeling. I know the ingredients. That's what I can feel. I can feel the ingredients of the soup. And it's incredible. And until my last breath, I'm going to keep talking about it and offering it and speaking and blessing it and singing it and orchestrating it in whatever way Source will have me. And that's the unique journey that each and every one of you get to sort out and suss out for yourself. How do you want to be a part of the soup? What do your ingredients feel like and sound like and smell like and are blessing you? How does that feel for you? Because every moment is your feeling reality. How do I feel about this? I really want to feel into this deeper. Who am I? And in that, you get to explore. That's all the soul wants. Your journey here is three things: explore, express, and experience yourself as Source. And in that, you get to ask yourself those big questions. Why am I here? Who am I? And what really exists within me? What do I exist within? Those are the profound questions. Each day, you're going to find the majesties of the heavens that are just going to want to live through you, because your soul is infinite. Infinite number of realities, infinite number of forms, infinite number of bodies that you have on an infinite number of planets and galaxies. Source is with you in every one of them. Source knows what you think. Source knows what you say. Source knows everything. You have the heavens on your shoulders in every word that you say and how you act and how you behave. You always have help. Your higher self is right there with you, never separate, ever. So if you open up your heart and absolutely know that you're a part of the soup, always nourishing you, always loving you, always guiding you, always supporting you, always caring for you, if you choose to open up and know that you are worthy of this. And you have access to all the wisdoms and all the timelines that you've ever been on. That's your wisdom. You've earned it. And anyone that comes to you and debates you on it, you don't have to prove anything. Wisdom is vibration, and vibration is known as love and truth and law. You don't have to prove anything. And if anyone asks you to prove anything, do as Buddha does. Be silent. You don't have to prove your wisdom. You don't have to prove your gifts. Love is. Light is. It's a vibration. It can be felt and known. You just click on an infinite number of videos and you can see the vibration. And it's all true. Based on whatever consciousness level every person is at, it's all true. It's all real and it's all a part of the game. But in the truth of the spiritual fulfillment of who you choose to become, you'll get to feel into your greater truth and what feels right for you. And you get to hone your senses in, because your multidimensional senses are constantly sending and receiving. How am I creating my reality right now? I want to be excited. I want to be excited. I want to be a part of this. What are your dreams? Dream big, dream beyond. Dreams just aren't dreams. They're for a reason. Your gifts are for a reason. There's nothing that is uneventful. It's always an event. It's always this big, beautiful soup that you get to play within. So wake up. Wake up, tune in, because it's an incredible ride. It's a journey that you don't want to miss. There you are, there you are, there you are, there you are, there you are. There's one of your friends and from one of your family from Sirius that you had many lifetimes with, and your best friends and buddies. And just reach out and say hi. Hi, nice to see you here. I understand that we're soulmates and we're celestial beings from other planets. Hi, I'm just wishing you hi and good day. We're one. Start behaving and living as the sacred soup that you are as Source, and Source will return it. Again, equal measure. The more excited you are, the more beautiful you are, the more nourishing and lush you are in your own soup, it's going to be returned to you. You're going to feel that richness of you again. You're going to feel that happiness to be you again. You're going to feel that summation. What is my summation of my life? And you do that once a week. I'm going to have a beautiful summation of my life. I'm going to do a life review. Because if my life should change tomorrow, I want to make sure that, yeah, I knew why I was here. I gave it my all. I really gave it my all. No matter what problem came to me, I gave it my all. I looked at it from every angle. I gave every type of light I could give. I offered it any type of answer and resolution. I know that I did the best I could. I know that. I never sat down for a moment and not tried to make something better and lighter and more beautiful. Because that's my gift. I get to own that and claim that, and that's a vibration nobody can take from me. I'm here to make things beautiful. I'm here to create through light. I'm here to speak through the blessing that is Source created, that is love. And each and every one of you have it within you. I want to remind everyone, you're beautiful, you're sacred. So speak as if. Lift yourself and hold yourself high as if, because you are. And you don't need to wait for anyone to show it to you or to tell it to you or for a law to be passed. Never give your power away. Be it now. Be that sacred vibration now. Be that sacred knowing now. And no matter how many times you get knocked down by what seemingly is an outside reality, know that it is you that says, I'm going to get back up and I'm going to create a new now. I'm going to create this way now. I'm going to create this way now. And you're creating a new reality timeline for you. And you step out of those old timelines that keep beating you down, because you can just easily step out of it. Is it serving you? Is it nourishing your heart and mind and soul? And if you're within the first 3 seconds, if you say no, then you absolutely know it's time for a change. So when you're doing your daily self-care and you're doing your daily journaling, you know, write out, you know, in your daily, you write out your physical, mental, emotional, and energetic or spiritual, you know, soul template for your week. For my soul template this week, I want to press out and I want to be enriched. I want to be soothed. I want to be healed. I want to be invigorated. I want to be this vibrant story and this vibrant experience with Source. So in each of these areas, am I being nourished? And start changing bit by bit. How can I nourish my physical? How can I nourish my mental? How can I nourish myself spiritually? How can I nourish myself within who I am as a beautiful being? Because you can do all of this from within yourself, and Source in the heavens will meet you in equal measure. Your pure intention, and you're honoring that as your captivity of you. You want to capture yourself. You want to say, yes, I've got it. I've got that. I got to the core of that story. Man, that's just been pissing me off my whole life. You know, and you just get, yes, I got it. I get it at a very grand level. And it touches everything. Every aspect of me and all of creation has been touched. And I get to say, I brought that light to creation. Nobody might ever get you and nobody might not understand, but with this, the gifts and the blessings that I have to absolutely feel it across all creation, it absolutely matters. And it's a big freaking deal. It's a big deal. When you clear a lineage and Akashic wound, specifically we'll say for divine feminine and disenfranchised peoples, and you transcend something that was so hard to break, whether it be through subjugation of the divine feminine and being, you know, pushed down and pressed in a box of what we were told we had to do and how we had to act and behave and who we had to serve. Those are big freaking timeline woundings. Thousands and thousands of lifetimes of control. And you transcend it by stepping off that karmic wheel and say no more. Because I respect myself and honor myself, and I'm a sovereign being. And I won't be manipulated. I won't be lied to. I won't be told what I have to do. I won't be controlled. I'm a free sovereign being, and I get to move as I wish, how I wish. Nobody speaks for me. I speak for thyself. And you being that for you, it is felt throughout creation. Make no mistake about that. That's profound. And that's why you're here. You're here to transcend every limitation that you are steeped within, that you've come absolutely knowing that you can heal. You knew you could. You just don't have anybody in your reality telling you because everybody else is in a version of their turned off experience, not yet awake or afraid to be awake, because nobody's ever taught us these things. You're powerful. So claim it. I'm a powerful being of Source, as my name is. I am this gorgeous soup. And as I walk, I awaken light within the earth. I awaken light all across the cosmos, and I can feel myself everywhere because I am. I am the highest beings of holy light. I am one with the all. I am one with the all. I am one with the all. And I look into your eyes and I absolutely know you, because we're brothers and we're sisters and we are one. And through our hearts we are one, and through our hearts we care, and through our hearts we change realities. So let's be gentle and let's start caring for one another, and be okay to stand in your truth and stand in your power when you do need to say no. And you do need to put new ground rules of how you want your body treated and your voice to be recognized and heard and honored sacredly, not by protest. For nothing from here on out needs to be protest, dear lighted ones. For it is the exclamation of who we are. And it must be expressed. It's a simple expression. And if it happens to be in confrontation, if you will, or it felt as a confrontation to outdated systems that want to stand very sturdy in their lack of change and old ways, then so be it. But it is still a vibrational truth. And it will stand as a vibration of truth until those systems come down. Because truth will always override. Light will always prevail. It just will. The harder that anyone claims to the old ways, the rougher the ride will be. We must let go and transform. It'll be a really tough ride the longer you hang on to anything that is meant to change and transform, and why we always create those tower moments. Source creator is showing us in no uncertain ways, are you sure you want to hang on to this? Because it's going to come crumbling down, because nothing within it was real. I've had so many tower moments I can't even count. Because Source is saying, we're showing you how big you are, and we're going to keep creating tower moments through your higher self and your soul until you absolutely see the vastness and you accept who you are as grand. I'm like saying, well, I just want to do my quiet little work. I just want to keep in my little corner. And they're saying, no, that's not your soul's role. This time you're meant to be out there and get out there. I'm like, but no, I didn't stay in my corner. And like, no, tower's coming. You got 10 days. I'm like, but no, just stop. Let me think about it. I'm like, no, you've done your thinking. We've been warning you for years, girl. Too funny. Oh, my teams. I love my teams. They're so great. So be the eternal beauty of you. You're constantly changing. You're within the beautiful soup and salad. I don't know why it's all about food today. You're in the beautiful soup and salad because it's all about nourishment. Are you nourishing your soul? This spring is about nourishment. Spring is about seeing the fruits of all of our labors that we've sown throughout the years. So are you being nourished by what you've sown? So if you are not being nourished by what you've sown, then you got to start sowing some new seeds. I mean, it's not rocket science. What have you sown? And if your world is crashing around you, then you know what you've sown. Right? Disbelief in yourself, disharmony, challenge, ego. Where are your choices coming from? Ego or spirit? Everyone's got to ask themselves those questions. You can't get through Ascension without it. You can't get through Ascension just saying, I'm going to be peace and light and love. No. That's after you've worked on your shadow. That's after you've actually acknowledged that you're a part of all the problems here on earth and you want to be a part of healing it and bringing it to new order, right? Out of chaos and disorder comes order. And each and every one of us are a part of that. We are micro, macro. We are the cells of Source Creator. If our cells are diseased and ill and lacking light density, then it must be bathed in light to be healed and made whole. It's micro, macro. It's the same story, just on a micro perspective. And then as you get to know yourself, you see that, you feel it, you sense it, and you know it in every way. You can be a part of the song or not. It's up to you. The Bright Mothers. So the Bright Mothers is about this is exactly what it is. It's the nourishment. Is that she's understanding that it's in her capacity to nourish those that come to her. I mean, see all the beings that she's feeding and she's taking care of. And she's got these energies. She knows what's going on. She's manifesting. And what is the new moon? There's a crescent moon here. She's offering even the smallest aspects of life, the nourishment of what she's been able to manifest. She understands the manifestations of Source. It's always available. Every new cycle, she's going to create something new. She is the manifester of new life. She creates new life, new versions, new food. Who can I serve? How can I help others? How can I help others feed and be nourished? And then there's the image that was taken here was the idea of overindulgence and gluttony, the energies from our planet that we've learned from. And how can we, again, as the healers and the light workers, knowing when to say no, knowing how to serve and when to serve. Oftentimes being a light worker is walking away and allowing those people that need to learn the harsh reality of their choices and their actions, the correction of it. Sometimes that's a light worker too, is just by simply saying no. For the respect of who I am, I simply cannot and will not go on this journey with you. If I respect myself, I won't entangle in those energies or vibrations. So, and again, it's also, you have all that you need to know how to allow yourself to align with higher vibrational choices. You're not going to play along if those choices are not in alignment, because you have to sort that out for yourself. Why do you continue creating those choices? You got to sort that out. So go sort it out. I don't have to play a part of it. So knowing when to say no and when to step back, because your sovereignty, your light is all that you are, and you don't have to compromise it. You know, for those that are still learning staunch lessons about ego, and it's their lessons and their souls, and sometimes you're going to have to say, you might want to choose another healer, because you've learned all that you can learn from me. Now it's up to you to go and start practicing your wisdom. And every healer and every master will have to do that, to allow the fishers to become masters by saying no. You know how the process goes. There's enough information about ascension. You've got to learn how to suss it out. I can be in here and assist from afar, and however you feel those guidelines and set standards will be, and how and what you want to, be a part of that process, or you can just choose not to as well. Because you, above all, have to look after you. You, above all, have to look after your light. You, above all, have to look after who you are and how you are nourished. And why so many of us have been malnourished for so very long. So this spring equinox, there's just an overriding theme right now of being nourished. And are we taking enough time to be nourished? Are we allowing that respite time? Are we allowing ourselves to be around those that truly nourish us mentally and physically and emotionally? So really look at your environment. Look at the circles that you run within. Are they nourishing you? Are you allowing your voice to be heard and sacredly accepted and loved and kind? Are you allowing the blessing and the joy of you to be a part of your sacred journey, through which giving and receiving is equal, expressing and receiving is equal? The experience of who you are as love is equal. And don't be afraid to say, I'd really like to receive today. Who wants to give to me today? I'm in constant giving mode. Who would like to give to me and do something nice for me? I would love something that is just, gentle to my heart and soul. And then in divine reciprocation, offer a gentle word to someone back. We're going to do our sage cards. Again, it's about understanding that we're family, and how can we be gentle and care for our family, right? And be okay. Just say, I'm different now. I want to be different. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to play these games of, tiptoeing around the issues. The issues got to be sorted out and sussed out, because nobody's going to go through evolution with continuing pushing things under the carpet. It's got to be sussed out. Trust me, your awakening will make sure that everything's transparent. If it's not transparent, you can't play here. Quite simple. You're not transparent, you can't play here. Invite only. Right? Because transparency is stability. There's no need for hiding. No need for lies or deceit. And if there is, why? That's the shadow. Any lie. Right? Transparency. 5D is transparency. 5D is seeing the aura fields of everybody. We all got to heal the wounds. We all got to face it. Transparency, baby. Do, activation. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Not oh. See that cog in the wheel? When you get activated, things start to spin. Oh yeah, baby. When you get your chakras activated. Ooh, yeah. Clear away the density, clear away the density, clear away the density, because you're gorgeous, you're gorgeous, you're gorgeous, you're gorgeous. And this herb is yerba mate. Yerba mate. It's an herb. Assist us with activating our bodies and stimulating them like natural essences do. They stimulate the inner biological senses to clear out any densities and any, just little pollens and things like that. So those natural essence oils, and stimulate your bodies in different ways, because your bodies will need it. You're ascending in a multidimensional way. Your cells are changing, your fields are changing, your bodies are changing. So you're going to be stimulated to do new things. A lot of Gaia time. Oh, that's me. Endurance. Oh yeah. Endurance. As ginseng. And you see the clock there. And it's 2 minutes to 9. So what is that? 8:58. 8:58. What does that equal? 8 and 8 is 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 2, 1 is 3. Ginseng. And 9 is 3. And 3 threes is 9. So the sacred triad. You'll always have endurance because you're with the Source Creator. Source will always repair you if you want. It's up to you. You got to say, Source, come in. Come in, help rebuild me, help rebuild me. I don't know what else to do. I've never been here before. We have never been here before. Nobody knows what to do. We're just flying by the seat of our pants. You can only get there from here. Right? Connect with a vibration that feels good. And then know that, okay, this is a starting point. This is a starting point. I love that. We offer you these informations as a starting point. And then you go in and you call forward your mastery. That's what mastery is. That's what we inspire. You're all masters. You're all meant to be magical. You got this. We're just here reminding you of what you already know. And now we're going to pull one of my favorite cards. So the children are asking to speak, and the fairies, thank you. Yes, children and fairies, please speak. They're saying that they're always available to play for those that so desire. So that when you're feeling really playful at the parks, thank you, children and fairies. Thank you. They're always playing in the forest and in the trees and stuff, and you feel the jittery energy and the playful energy around the energies of Gaia, and that's all the energies of the children that are bringing our. Thank you, children. Thank you. That's new for me. Thank you, children. The energies. Thank you, little sweethearts. Oh, I love you. They're bringing the energies of the planet up by constantly sending their energy and their light to the trees and to the planets and playing within them. So they're, just as we have this, thank you, they're reminding me, so they're so smart. They're reminding me that we have the potentiality just to project our consciousness to create experiences with Source and play with Source. I often do that with many of my special beings that I play with, because there's so many beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, intimate experiences I have with so many beautiful spirits around the universe and multiverse. And they're just reminding me, the children are reminding me of that, in that, I'm just going to put this away. It's a bit of a close-up. Hello. My books and my phone. The literally, I'm just going to tell you something. I have literally, I'm in this little tiny corner, and literally from here to there is books. No kidding. Books and paper. Books and paper everywhere. And my teams have often said, you know, when my kids come and snuggle with, I've got to push away all the books and the papers and stuff. And my teams are saying, are you ready for some intimacy? And I'm like, yeah. And they say, are you wondering why that you have lack of intimacy in your life? And it's like, I just got to write this other book. Oh, they're saying, but this is your lifetime too, where you actually gotta, you gotta commune with people. Too funny. See, I know my issues. I know who I am. I know my salad. I know it inside and out. Oh, the children. Thank you, children. They were saying that their consciousness helps uplift the planet. And what else were you saying, children? That they're always with us in that playtime. So if you want to commune with them and be happy with them, just call them in. Thank you, my sweetheart children. Thank you, sweethearts. Thank you. Oh, my beloved children. Thank you. Go play, children. Go play, children. They're also, thank you, sweethearts. There was something else that you said there, children, that was very profound. Oh, yes, the placing of the consciousness. That if they're a hybrid child from like Arcturus, they can project their consciousness here to Earth and play upon Earth, because in a future timeline, they're going to be birthed here. And we do the same thing too, we just forgot, and we don't remember ourselves as expansive consciousness. And why I've often said in some of my posts on our Facebook, so please feel free to go to our Facebook and be a part of our Facebook group. Because I often post those remembrances of when I'm just sitting and having that communion time with Spirit. They'll remind me of those epiphanies that are really profound, that just kind of mind boggle you, that all is now. There is no past, there is no future, but it's all now. They're just words we have to explain of how you find yourself in different places and spaces. And I say that because sometimes when you're going on these beautiful, like when I do sacred travels and sacred journeys with Gaia and spiritual retreats, I often leave myself vibrational experiences for myself to remember and be activated. And that was the card activation. Because we leave those checkpoints and signposts for ourselves. The grander part of us is leaving those signposts for us to remember. Yes, you're on the right path, you're on the right path, you're on the right path. Keep going, keep going. And all aspects of your future self is now sending you what you need to know to make sure that you're always in the direction of your highest and best. And why that's only from within you that you can gauge that. Nobody outside of you can tell you of your highest and best. Nobody. And if they try to tell you of your highest and your best, then it's time to go within and start sussing out that salad and undressing it. Because only you can give that understanding to yourself, an acknowledgement of yourself, of how profound you are with Source guiding you in every moment. And you only need Source to say, this is in your highest and your best path. Listen to how your body feels. Tune into how your body feels. Tune into the information that's being given to you. What is it that you feel at your heart? How excited are you? Are you being nourished? All of those are soul fulfillment energies that are showing you in every moment you're being directed, you're being directed, you're being directed. But are you awake? Don't look outside of you for the answers. That's how we become sovereign and masterful. Gorgeous cards. Yay! The Gerbery Daisy. Purity, cheerfulness, and innocence. The present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh. It's gorgeous. Purity, cheerfulness, and innocence, because that's what we are. We're returning to our innocence. Aww. Primrose. Joyful love. Aww. Take a moment. Aww. It's okay to have those moments of awe. Youthful love. If I had a single flower for every time I think of you, I could walk forever in my garden. Claudia Adrienne Grandi. Aww. Oh, isn't that nice? We're going to end there. I love you, everybody. I love you. So remember, spring equinox is coming in a few days. Allow yourself some beautiful self-care time and just do a beautiful ceremony. You know, create ceremony for yourself with Gaia and your oneness with Gaia, the sacred triad of you with the heavens and Gaia, why you're here, why it's so important and it's so valuable for you to be here. And know that the awakening process is a beautiful sacred journey, and it's a beautiful song. We're constantly undressing it to recreate, reinvent, and rewrite it anew. And so too are you. So be okay with the coming apart. Be okay with the tower moments. Be okay with the crumbling. Be okay with the shadows. Be okay with the darkness. Be okay with the density. It's all without question. It's all neutral. It's all neutral. It's the perspective from which we see it as, that has always been judged and has always been persecuted and put down and all of those things. And that's where we can detach and allow ourselves to see it from a higher version and just release it all to be healed. Forgive it all, forgive it all, forgive it all. Forgive it all. And last one is one of my favorite ones, Snapdragon. Graciousness and benevolence. And that's every master. Every master walks with graciousness and benevolence because they can feel the soup. That's why every master walked the way they did. They could feel everything within that soup. And it's just a constant gracious nourishment. And it's for the benevolence. Source offers that as a gift. The more you awaken to you as a gift, you're gifting. It's just like, ooh, there's no words. So I'm going to go soak within that, dear little ones. We love you so much. We love you. We honor you. Remember, you have dreams for a reason. You have these beautiful inspirations for a reason. You're meant to create big and great things. So honor who you are, the beauty of who you are. Don't be afraid to undress the salad. Don't be afraid to face the shadow. Don't be afraid to face those little niggles and tickles that come at you every day where you just stand it and say, what is my purpose in this? What's my story? Suss it out. Be okay. You're strong. You got this. Because it's you. Inside of it, it's you. That greatness of you. You're great. You're great. You're great. Out and in, it's all you. So love it. Love it whole. You're part of that beautiful soup. It's you. We love you, dear little ones. Namaste. For those of you that want to join us tomorrow for our World Ascension and Healing classes, it's at 11. The link is below. Anybody that would like to send us a donation for our lovely offerings, and we love you so much. We would love that and honor that of you as well. And we send you the highest light and vibrations of the Christ Council. Thank you, Spirit. We honor you and we love you with great grace and great gratitude for the benevolence of all light programs and for the evolution of humanity and all life therein and thereof. Thank you, Holy Creators. Thank you, Holy Creators. And we love you and honor you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye. Bye.